Alright, good morning everyone. Once again, this is Dan here at Dan's Code Traders Hub. Hopefully you guys are having a good morning. Yeah. So as usual, we are just going to get into it, and you know the drill. We start with crash 500 and check out what happened and see if we missed or if you guys made money, because as I always told you, sometimes I just get busy and I don't make a follow-up on some of these trades. So we start with crash 500 and we look at it, what actually happened. Alright, so that's crash 500 there. Yeah, so from where we see this asset form currently, yesterday what we had anticipated was price to have some pullback there, grab liquidity, but it had already grabbed one on the fair value gap there, so it didn't bother to come back to that order block that gave us this fair value gap. This was a fair value gap in between here, in between there, so it was mitigated twice here and there, even though it didn't come to the 50% mark. So yeah, it was mitigated there, and that's why we saw this move come to this level. But of course, if we were to, those who remember me drawing this kind of trend line, if we were to do it like this, that would have been a pennant, and exactly this move is the one that was seen after breakout. This kind of move, although it didn't reach the TP there, but we can see we had a clean breakout there, and now it retested back. Right now we are seeing a consolidation. All this is H1. If we can go to H4, you will clearly see that price has that candle there. It was, wow, it was a Malibuzu on H4. It was a Malibuzu candle on H4. It was a Malibuzu candle on H4, engulfing around 3 candles, 1, 2, 3. Here was one of that kind, which can tell us something, but I don't want to. Just a minute, I need to analyze this. First delete all this for now, and then go into daily, head over to H4 and check what are we seeing. So what we can see is we had a high there. Let me go to daily first. So there's a break of structure there, retest. So according to daily, we actually saw a change of character around that area there. So there's a change of character here. There was a change of character around that level on the daily time frame. So if you see that, that means we are looking for a lower high now here. We are looking for a lower high. Once we get the lower high, then we'll be coming in for sales. We'll be coming in heavily for sales. Now that we know that, that means we can clearly go to this level and wait for the retracement on that kind of, it's some sort of, those who current can call it a neckline here. So it's like a neckline. So price is going to push around that level, and then we can look for sales to continue later on. But that's what you can see according to the daily, and it's confirmed by CCI up there. And another confirmation is the double top right there. The other confirmation for the sell is the order block, or the support level, if you want to call it that, on weekly and daily time frames there. That was an order block on weekly. It has been tested, becoming a resistance level. This was a daily order block this here. This gray order block is a daily order block actually, and it has been tested, making it a resistance level. So for now, we may anticipate sales on the daily time frame, even though we see even weekly we shall be looking for sales as shown by CCI right there. So going back to daily, I'll be looking for that kind of move to bring me back there, and then I can come into sales. So what do we do if we go to H4? We are seeing some retest candle. H1, there's a consolidation ongoing. So if I can go to M15, I can now try to look for how I will make my entries. For this kind of buy. So, and from what I see there, that means this kind of move is what we may see later on after the breakout, because that is like a pennant there. So even though we see price being on oversold according to M15, we may continue, or we may somehow, according to M15, we may somehow get a manipulation later on, then we will later continue to the buys. So this is just a manipulation move, not the actual move, because according to the trend we will be looking for the buys. and that will be taking us right there, where according to this move here brings us to consolidation there on that pennant. Is the same move that we'll be looking at once it breaks out, once price breaks out, and clearly you can see that once it breaks out, it will be coming to the very level now, exactly how I had first anticipated to come there on the neckline and now get into the cells. So I can delete this other arrow and remain with this. That will show us once we get to the neckline where we'll be heading to. Alright, remember on that very neckline we have a fair value gap. On that very neckline, it's where we have that kind of fair value gap, but again it was mitigated. So like I told you yesterday, we may see price come to that OB. Price may first come to that OB, the last OB that actually gave us this fair value gap, this kind of imbalance here. We may see price reach that level, then come down. So don't be surprised when it gets there, because there's liquidity there to be grabbed. Alright, I think that's it. I've talked a lot on Crash 500. So that's the ideal move that we'll be looking for once we see a breakout on this kind of pennant, which is in M15, and we'll be coming back to it. We're going to leave it at M15 and head over to boom 1000. Head over to boom 1000. Yeah. So now I want to change to boom 1000 here. Boom 1000. So what do we anticipate on boom 1000? Alright, so exactly what we had. This move never happened. The one we had two moves, so this move never happened. The actual one that actually happened was that after breakout on that resistance level, then it gave us a new high. We retested. This was a retest here on H1, and then the buys have started again. Now, the reason I fear to enter such a trade is because we don't have previous data. We don't have any previous data for that we can actually aim at when we are buying, because we are making the new highs of all time on this very asset. There's no other high above than this very high that we have currently. So that's the reason why it is very tricky for us to anticipate buys and actually make our risk-free entries for buys. If you want to make buys on this asset currently, you have to be scalping, because you don't know when it will reverse. You don't have any supports, any resistance levels above that very level where we are currently. So that's going to be a problem, and that's why I said I may not trade it at all. Let me first try to clean the chart now, and this move has not happened, so I can delete it for now until it comes back to where we want it. I can delete this now. Let's see. Yeah, this is a move that is ongoing currently, but I can't enter the buys. It is even having low. Look at that, what is happening. It's a trade I can't really look into. It's even having low momentum, which has even started to skip it. It's a trade I can't bother with. I rather leave it until the sales start, or until it makes a retracement later on to continue to go back into buys. That means I'll be having some high there that I can aim at, not now where I don't have any previous data that I can use to follow up on the buys. Yeah, I'm going to leave that at that and head over to another asset that will be Boom 500 and Boom 500. Let's check Boom 500. Now, those who remember yesterday, this is daily. This is a daily time frame. So we reached that resistance level. We had a change of character here. We had a change of character there. We retested back several times after the change of character, and now we have. You may say now this was a breakup structure there. This was some kind of breakup structure here. And now we are looking for sales to come to this order block, which is the untested support level. It's going to be untested. It's untested there. So what we can do right now is head over to H4, and clearly you will be seeing sales in the move. So I want to delete these so that the chart can be a bit clean. Delete that, delete that. We have a clean chart. This should have. So I was looking for that kind of move so that I can make my entries, but I didn't. I actually see a short one, a short retracement there, and probably in M15 around that area can explain why we tested around that area there. So yeah, that's the reason why we tested. It was an order block, a big order block there, all that. So yeah, that's the reason why we retested around that area. So if I can delete it now, we can head over back to H1 and see. Now we've started. We have here we have the change of character here. That's it. Yeah, and then retest back to that level there, and now we have started to sell. We have started to sell. It has reacted to that fair value gap there, so we have started to sell. Now we still, according to H1, we still have sales ongoing. I can delete this, delete that. I don't know what is this. Or that is I can delete this too. It's no longer needed. Even this I can delete it. And now I remain with my clean chart. I'm looking at price coming this way. So now, how do I make my entries on the sales? How do I do this? Alright, so I'm seeing some support right here. It's holding back that price. Let me go to H1 and understand what is happening. So it was a fair value gap on that very level, and it's holding up. It's the fair value gap that is coming from this other side, and it's holding up there. It's holding up there. So if it is actually, it's not the one. this is the one I'm seeing here. It was not touched, it was touched here, touched, bounced off, went back there. Here it has not touched yet. So until until price breaks this level here, I'm not seeing sales. Yeah, until price breaks this level here. But remember, this is a previous level, so it has been mitigated. So currently we can use this as our current untested order block there, which has been actually tested here, and now price is trying to react from it again. So I can have those there and leave it at that, and wait and see what will happen on the price. So this is a no-go. I still have we know that we are looking for sales because of the trend here, but we don't have an entry. Price is on support level, so we don't have an entry for the sales, and neither do we have entries for the buys here until there is another confirmation. So price, according to what we see here, price is sort of in a range, so it may keep playing around this area until we see something else. All right, so that's it on Boom 500. I want to now to head over to Volatility 25 1S. So far, Boom 1000 and Boom 500, it's a no-go. We may see some kind of movement on Boom 500 later on, but for Boom 1000, I'm not going to trade it for some good time until I have a clear path for the entries and for the structure. Right now, there's no clear structure. We are looking for buys, but we don't have the limit. We don't have any points of interest above the current high. We don't have, so I rather stick out and wait for the sales, and maybe probably after the sales I can have my high that is not tested to become a resistance level, so I can now aim for that high if I was looking for the buy later on. So Vol 25 1S, Volatility 25 1S. Let's check what is happening. Alright, price hasn't come back yet to the level I wanted to make my buys from, so meaning it has headed not really. This is H4 daily. Yeah, the manipulation has finished. That manipulation has finished. We wanted that kind of manipulation. Now it has finished. The buys have started, and looking at H1, and in fact looking at H4, there's no momentum for some reason. I don't know why, but for some reason there's no momentum. There's a bit low momentum, but we know that this was a fake breakout that we were anticipating at first. Those who remember, this was a fake breakout that we were anticipating to later on continue into the buys. Why are we looking for buys? We'll be looking for buys because of the channel that was created, and this is where we'll be looking at our TPs. So now I can delete this arrow there and that there. Now the manipulation has finished. This was accumulation, call it consolidation, and it was a channel, a horizontal channel there, according to H4 here. So now we'll be looking for this kind of move to bring us to that fair value gap. That's where we'll be taking our profits. Yeah, that's where we'll be taking our profits. Now let's head over to H4. How are we going to make entries here? We didn't the buy started, we didn't see any big retracement, although we saw it on H1. So in fact, one can enter here. This was a retest back to break of structure here on that level there. So one can make an entry here, but I want to rather wait. Now that I see price is on 0% there on CCI, I can choose to wait a bit more until price probably breaks that kind of resistance level there. Until price breaks that kind of resistance up there, probably, and that's when I may enter my clean trade to take me right above all the way up there. So we'll have, once it does that, this is a trade that we may actually take today. It may give us some good money. So we will have our first TP around that level there, and then of course our second TP once it breaks out, we will be taking it on that very fair value gap, which is an H4 fair value gap. We have our arrow there, so that will be our TP level there. We can delete it. Now we already know it. Let me just leave it so that you guys can know when to move out. Yeah, that will be the TP there. TP level, our first TP level. Of course, in between we may see some highs and lows as it goes to that level. So you can always find ways to book some profits as you move on with the trade. All right, that is for V25. It's going to give us some money once this some kind of consolidation is done with. All right, so let's head over to another asset, which is V75. Now V75, I had my move. It was a sniper entry here last night. Let me first change the name here to V75, and so last night, I think it was around midnight. Yeah, midnight also. The reason I entered here because this was a return to a fair value gap after change of character. So that was a fair value gap there, and this was a change of character here. So it returned here and then went straight into the buy. So it was a sniper entry there. I had another entry here, buy limit, waiting if at all it wanted to come to 50%. Yeah, if at all it wanted to come to at least 50% of that fair value gap. So it never did, so I can delete it and now maintain my move there, which is currently trying to come back to come for my SL. It's trying to come for my SL, which is already in profits around that area there. So if it does, I'm okay with it, but for now, yeah, that was a move. So what do we see currently? Let's first head over to H1. H1, we see some bit of break of structure there, and although it was not that significant, it is not that big. The high that was given later on after that break of structure, we don't see it that big. In fact, the breakout, then the retest, it is like consolidating after that breakout. It's not a big thing there. So what we can anticipate maybe the retracement of this move on M15, but do we have any liquidity left back? I don't see it, probably on that level, which has been mitigated here. This was a fair value gap there, this fair value gap was mitigated on that with that candle here, went back to give us a double top there, and this is some sort of a neckline currently, this level here, but we can't conclude until it is broken to give us a change of character. So if we don't see any change of character here, we cannot presume that we are going to continue selling. There's a possibility of it playing around this area like so, until it gives us a fake breakout here and later on continue to buy, or until it gives us a change of character and then continues to sell. So don't be surprised if we see some of that kind. So we will do what we will be waiting for something to happen like that, but as of now I want to leave it at that until I see something, some more data here to give me what I want. So for now it's a no-go. I don't going to trade it. I'll leave it at that and move on to V50. Alright, V50, let's head over back to daily. We are looking for sales, and we finished retracement according to CCI. So if I can go to day to H4, delete that, we will use it later on, not now. Delete this. And now yesterday's analysis was not clear. We can see that this price has reacted on that previous OB. And now that is a support is now being created on H1. I can delete this, delete that. If I delete that, what is this big one? It's a daily, that's a daily support, daily resistance. We are on that level. We are still failing to break it. So after reaching this level, we wanted price to continue there, but we reached that resistance level that is holding up. So what can we see that can actually cause price to come down? Let's check H4. I'm seeing some, this was mitigated already, but not that much. That was a fair value gap there. We can delete this for now. This was a fair value gap there, mitigated by this candle here on daily time frame. So if that's the case, what are we looking at? Let me check. I have a high. So as a change of character gave me a low here, which it was on the support level there, and then after reaching that level bounced back. Now it is on that order block of H4. In fact, if you look at H1 it makes more sense, but then somehow according to H1 we are looking for buys. What I will do here, I will not make any entries at all. I will rather have my H4 resistance level up there, and then I leave this asset alone. To first finish what it is doing here. There's our structure, our main structure should be buys, as we've been looking for, as we've been looking at it there. Break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. But according to this level here, we saw a change of character that later was resisted by this. It's an order block on H1 there. So then on that very level, it's where we saw that we got a change of character again, because here we had started lower lows and lower highs, and then here we saw that we got a change of character, got a high there, and now this is our higher low. Now the highs have started. It means we are buying according to H1. I want you to understand that. So it means this level here is trying to look for a new high around that area. But then, unless if you want to scalp it, I'm okay. You can even enter here. Let me show you. You can even enter from there. Put your stop loss here. Look for your profits around that area. But it's only for scalping. This move will be scalping. I can even put my stop loss just below there and look for a scalping move to take me around that area, or even below that. As soon as I get my money, I move out. Why? Because there are a lot of pulls from the sales and buys, so there's no one is trying to, there's no momentum for any of the two to grab the market and take it to its own direction. Even though we see that we were buying for long, then we had a change of character, and now we've gotten another change of character to go back into buys according to H1. So we will be just scalping it. I will not do anything much like swinging or what. I'll just scalp it. If I get some money that I can work with, I'll close. If it comes here, I'm okay with the loss that I've set there. A stop loss, I'll be looking at a 1 to 2. Yeah, I'm looking at a 1 to 2. Is it? Yeah, almost a 1 to 4. If I had 24 there, yeah, it's almost a 1 to 3 actually. If I have there. So that's what I'll be looking for. Nothing much. So I will leave that at that and head over to another asset. So I'll leave it at H1, head over to jump 25, and now change this. Oh, I've forgotten we were on V50, so this is jump 25. Jump 25. On jump 25, this was when yesterday, yes, yesterday, yeah, it clearly blocked out there, and then immediately started to sell. We were looking for that kind of move. All right, now where would we? Let's go to daily so that you can understand it better. Yes. On the daily time frame, we see that kind of channel that is being created. We know at some point we will break out and move the exact move that brought us into that kind of consolidation. But now we are looking at trading it within the channel. Trading it within the channel, we saw that kind of breakout there, and it even retested. I missed this move was around midnight. Yeah, I check it out. So I missed that move. So as of today, we've reached. Can I delete these things? Can't delete it. I can't delete it because that is a weekly. it's a weekly order block, so I can just leave it alone and come to H4, which is even a resistance level. I can delete this resistance level on daily time frame. Indicators are aligned there. Then over to H4 and look at what is happening. We are kind of testing. We had a big moves that left liquidity. This is an imbalance there that price will have to come and check and mitigate. That fair value gap has to be mitigated there, that it has left back because of that imbalance. This is so big, so price may continue right here and then later on do this mitigation before it can continue. So of course what we had anticipated yesterday was price to come here as our TP level there. So this is what is evident, so I can delete it because we already know it. I can delete these other lines to make the chart a bit clear now. And now we know that we'll be looking for now we know that we are anticipating this move to reach here and then come back here to this fair value gap, which is an imbalance in the market there, and then later on continue to sell. That's what we'll be looking at for now. Yeah, so right here, today's for us to make our entries, I will wait for this. I don't know if I can go to M15 and see an entry to take me down below there. Let's check. Yeah, I think it will be there. I think it will be there. I think it will be there. According to this flying doji there, I believe we may see price now. Looking at what I have on M15, I'm seeing some buys, so I can make my entry here for some buys there, and I'll put my stop loss just a bit there. I'll put my stop loss just below there and wait for whatever price does. I'll be looking for my profits around that area. Once it reaches that area, then I can take my profits and now look for sales to continue. I want this to be a bit below. Yeah, a bit below here, just a bit below there. Why have I taken this? Because I'm seeing a reaction here that I was interested in. This was a change of character on H. What am I doing? This was a change of character on M15 there. So now we are creating a low, and once we have mitigated, this was a fair value up there, exactly there, so it has been mitigated after the change of character. So price is now heading over. He has finished creating a low. That's why I'm looking for my new high, because we are changing into an uptrend according to M15. So that's what I'm trying to take advantage of. I hope we are good there and we are clear. That's the reason why I've decided to make my entries there to start an uptrend on M15. All right, so that is the trade we've entered. I don't know if you guys are free with it. But yeah, that is the reason why I've entered it, and I have my stop loss just there. That would be around 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 there, risk to reward ratio, and I'll be waiting for it. The other reason I entered is because I saw even that confirmation on CCI there, and that's enough for me with what I have on price action and smart money concept there. All right, now we head over to our last asset, which is V10. Which is jump 10, and we look at it whether it's making sense or not. Yeah, I remember showing you this move yesterday, and I told you I would not enter it, or even though I knew it was going to continue because of this. Because remember, I showed you this, and I showed you that we will break out and continue with this move, and it hit TP and even exceeded, went for all the way this move. Yes, it went all the way for that move. You can see it there. That's the move there, and immediately after reaching that, it started to react. So I can delete all this now. These are no longer needed. If you still don't know how I do this, please, you need to register for the mentorship class. That's how you're going to get to know how we can tell when to get our profits and get our stop losses, everything. So you guys, whoever needs the class, the December mentorship class, registration is ongoing. So for now, we clearly see something different. According to H1, where we are currently, price has given us a double bottom there. That is a double bottom there, what price has given us on H1. But there is low momentum, not low momentum. There is both sellers and buyers are pulling each other in the market. What I normally love to do here, until this candle is closed, if it closes and goes into sales, that means price will be in such a move like this. If that happens to be the case, that means I'll be having my descending triangle here, and we know the drill here. If that is a descending triangle, anything can happen now, because it is on the support level there, which is an H4, or it's a daily support level. It's a daily support level. So if that's the case, being on a daily support level, we may see even reversal to the buys. We may see reversal to the buys. So right here where we are, and of course H1 confirms the buys to continue, H4 confirms the buys to continue. That means now the general thing that we'll be anticipating after the breakout of this descending triangle, if it is confirmed to be one, it will be a breakout to the buys, and you'll be looking at your first TP around that area there. Yeah, I think that's now our conclusive analysis. So for now, those who want to scalp can wait and keep, scalping it within this range where it is giving us that. So I can now first try to delete all this, because these have already reached where we wanted. So I can delete this. Let me check daily. What was this for? Price to come all the way here. Oh yes, in the long run, according to the daily, yeah, this was a perfect breakout. So we'll be looking for a retest, and if the retest doesn't close within the rising wedge, then we'll be looking for this move. This move hasn't finished. The sales, according to daily, the retest is not yet done. So this move that we're looking for on H4 and H1 is going to be a retest on daily. this move we are looking for on H4 and H1 is going to be a retest move on daily to bring us here, and then probably start to sell to bring us to this level, because price is still going to respect the rising wedge structure. I hope that is clear. On the daily, we will be continuing to sell, but not now. Right now, we will look for the buy according to what we have on H1 and H4. I think that's now clear. Now that leads us to recap. Let's recap and check what we started with. I haven't checked if we have any comments. Robina, good morning. Good morning to you too. Good morning, Patrick. Hope you guys are having a great time. So now let's head over to where we started from let me start with crash 500. We can clearly see there's some kind of breakout that is happening. We need to wait for it to be confirmed properly before we can take action. We are looking for buys either way. If it gives us a manipulation, still we'll look for the buys later on. If it breaks out immediately, we'll look for the buys immediately. But remember to always wait for some kind of retracement. That's how I trade. I don't know how you do that, but me, that's how I do it. That's what we'll be looking for. But for some reason, according to CCI, we may see this manipulation move to come down. So we wait for that. Boom 1000. I said it's a no-go. I don't even want to look at it until I see some potential move for the sales. Then that's when I can come in. But as of now, no. For the buys, I'm not in for it at all. Boom 500. Yeah. Wait, this is H1. Yeah. The sale is continuing. Let me remember what we talked about it. Yeah, the sale is continuing, although I said I won't be making any entries because it is now within this kind of range. Unless if one wants to trade it within that kind of range, you can. So it is very easy for you to trade it within the range, because now you're going to look for that kind of move to that level, then later on down like that until there's a breakout on this range. So for now, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. It's going to come down and then later on buy, go into the buys according to M15 and H1. V25. V25. This is on the daily. We started the buys because this is the move that we are looking for. And now that we know that, the reason why we are looking for that move is we had this channel there, and we'll be looking for buys. We will be looking for buys once price breaks out on that very resistance level, and then we'll be looking at our TP there. Once we reach that TP, we wait for price to break out there, to make a breakout on that very resistance level, so that we can make our continuation trade all the way up there. And another TP level will be up there. So that's what we'll be waiting for. So for now, it's a no-go until there's a breakout. On this resistance level. V75, like I told you, we may see it keep on within this kind of range, and it is what has happened. So the buys have started to take us all the way up there within the range. So until price breaks any of the range, we won't have any sell with this. Already we know we are in buys because of the breakout here, breakout structure on H1, and we know our TP level is right there. According to the analysis I first made, we are looking at TP to be around that level. What is that level? That level was a breakout structure into the cells. Yeah, that will be the TP there. And once we've tested that, we can now start to look for cells probably to come for a new lower low according to the higher time frame, daily and H4. So for now, going back to M15 and to work it out, whatever it's doing until we see this move, until we see a breakout on this level there to continue with the buys. If you want, whenever it reaches here, you could enter your buys to take you up there and move out. That would be scalping within 31 hour, 30 minutes or 1 hour. You have gotten your small profits and move out. 50 V50, I made my entries there. I'm looking for this buy to reach there, but like I told you, there's no liquidity. There's these are not big moves because price is not deciding. We were in the buys there. That was an uptrend, but we saw here a change of character, of which the low that it created came to the H1 order block there. So it's it's a support currently. So making this very unpredictable for the sell to continue. Rather, we may see the buys continue, but only they can continue once there is a breakout there on that very order block. So it's still a mess. You can see reaction or price rejection from both sides, from the buys and the sellers. There's that price rejection. So that's why I'm just making this short trade to just show you that it's going to come back here and then return. But in the long run, we'll be looking for this kind of sell because there are some, according to daily, there's a liquidity that was left back. It may come for this one here, may come for this liquidity here again at least, or to this very order block that gave us those fair value gaps there. So we will just wait for whatever happens. I want to first delete this because that's the kind of move we are on already. So let me delete it. We know that we want price to reach there. That will be according to daily once it mitigates liquidity right here. All right, so leave this back to H1 and head over to jump 25. The jump 25, it is trying to go against me. We'll wait for it. We want price to reach there and then continue to sell. It has already shown us change of character there. That's the reason why I entered. Of course, it even has a triple bottom down below here. That was the second confluence, and yeah, that's the reason why I traded it. And that was the third confluence, CCI being at 50%, at 10%. All right. Yeah, this is within, now it has confirmed this. Like I told you, you can sell it within here or buy it within this very pennant, but now it has confirmed that it's a pennant. So we will be waiting for this kind of move. We will be waiting for this kind of move to come through. No, wait a minute. Not a pennant. This is a descending triangle. Sorry guys. So if it is a descending triangle, and it is on the support and the high momentum, all the time frames are showing for buys, then we'll be anticipating the reversal here, the breakout. But don't be surprised if you see a manipulation, as always, a manipulation here, then later on to take you up there. So just be ready for anything to happen. If it gives us a manipulation, you wait for it and then make an entry for the buys, because that's where we'll be heading. If it gives us a breakout immediately here, then you make your entries for the buys to take you right up there. I think that's it. Hope you guys had a great time and were able to get what you want and how to make entries in this very in today's session, and hopefully you will make some money today. Please don't forget, use proper risk management so that you don't blow up the account. And of course, as usual, today we are having a BTC analysis at 1 for 30 minutes, and then of course, as usual, we always have our synthetics from Monday to Friday, 10:30 to 11:30 every day, East African time. So I'll be coming back on Monday. Today is a Friday, or I'll be coming back on Monday for the synthetic index analysis, but at 1 we are coming back for the BTC analysis. And then of course, like I told you, those who still are interested in the mentorship class, December is the month. After December, I may go back into mentorship class in February, March, or not to do it at all again, and just work on the ones that will be contacting me for the special classes. But for now, the December mentorship class is on. Those who want it, you know how to do that registration. Just contact me and we'll do the registration. Otherwise, I want to wish you guys a good day. Let's meet at 1 for the BTC, and of course for synthetics, that will be Monday. If you get an entry, please, you can share always on the group so that we can all benefit and be able to make money together. Otherwise, let me wish you guys a happy trading and good weekend. Actually, today is a Friday, so happy weekend. See you Monday, and of course in a few for BTC.